Fidelis Care offers quality, affordable health coverage for children and adults of all ages and at all stages of life. Quality health coverage, it's our mission. Call 1-888-FIDELIS or visit fideliscare.org.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Fidelis Care College Sports Beat. I'm Dave Yates. Every week at this time we take a look at our local college sports programs and we begin with our honor roll of local college athletes brought to you by M&T Bank. At M&T Bank we're listening, learning and working hard to understand what's important to Western New York. It's what we've been doing since 1856. M&T Bank, understanding what's important. In at number 3, U of R golfer G.W. Vanderswag out of Pittsford Sutherland was a 5-3 match play winner against NYU as the Yellow Jackets advanced to the final as the top seed in the UAA Championship. At number 2, goalie Mike Rotolo of the RIT hockey team returned after missing 16 games because of injury. He stopped 31 of 32 shots as RIT beat Mercyhurst 4-1. And topping off this week's list, Nazareth's Luis Rivera won a National Division III championship in the weight throw. The senior out of Monroe High School threw 5 feet farther than the runner-up, and he also posted the 6th best distance in Division III history. Well, time now for our local college spotlight athlete of the week, brought to you by Northwestern Mutual.
Northwestern Mutual's college internship program has been nationally ranked as one of America's top 10 internships. Contact Molly Doherty for more information. The Northwestern Mutual Life Insurance Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
The SUNY Brockport sports teams have a secret weapon. Kim Burnson with a story of the Mind Coach.
Okay, where are you getting your confidence from? What's giving you confidence?
Performing well.
Performing well? Yeah, so clearly performance is something that we get a lot of nice confidence from.
Doctor, professor, coach. One man holds all of these 3 titles. You can't miss his energetic approach when it comes to teaching in the classroom and on the sidelines. His name is Dr. Stephen Gonzalez, and he's a resident sports psychologist and professor at SUNY Brockport.
There's 2 sides of psychology. There's the more clinical side, and then there's the performance enhancement side. So I handle more of the performance enhancement. So really when I say what I do, it's not necessarily sports psychology in that, I'm doing clinical work. I'm doing more mental conditioning, mental training. So really I'm like a mental coach.
Despite his young age, Dr. Gonzalez has built an impressive resume in a relatively young field. He received his PhD in the psychosocial aspects of sport at the University of Utah and has worked with people from soldiers in the Army to athletes of all levels around the country. He's also listed on the U.S. Olympic Committee's Sports Psychology and Mental Training Registry.
I think the benefits of having somebody that's a sports psychologist or somebody that's in mental conditioning, it really enables the coaches to focus more on the tactical stuff, because everybody's had a coach that's just like, hey, just focus or be mentally tough out there. And it's like, well, great, how do I do that? So I'm here to do that.
Dr. Gonzalez is only one man, but is a mental coach to over 600 student athletes for the Golden Eagles. As a former Division I athlete himself, a distance runner for the Pittsburgh Panthers, he can relate to confidence struggles athletes have trouble coping with.
We get them to focus on, all right, what is it that I'm doing, and am I personally improving? Taking more of a mastery approach rather than just looking to left and right. Am I better than the people here? Well, look, you can't control what other people are doing. You can only control what you're doing.
Sometimes getting the mind right takes some physical training too. Dr. Gonzalez uses tools like the Nike Vapor strobe goggles, which limit vision and train the brain to deal with adversity through mental conditioning. This is used by goalies on the women's lacrosse team.
Go. Good. A little slow there. Remember, take what you got and move with it.
Okay.
Trust your instinct. Ready? Go.
In a game, you can't get frustrated because that makes you play worse. Well, it makes me play worse. And working with Professor Gonzalez, he really shows us how to react towards ourselves to make us play better.
Go. Nice.
Don't anticipate, right? Wait.
All right.
That training also carries over into the classroom, where he captures the attention of players and coaches after practice. With his unique training style, Dr. Gonzalez helps Brockport athletes stay motivated. He runs workshops and makes himself available to anyone looking for advice.
There's been times where things start to go not so well for our team, and I use the techniques that he showed us with the first meeting with the breathing exercises, and and surprisingly, even some of the things with the thoughts, even though we haven't had that meeting yet, where I would step off the mound, breathe, walk a lap around it, really take my time, and then reset my focus.
How is working with Professor Gonzalez? I know he's got a lot of energy. Is that something that you guys kind of feed off of?
Oh, definitely. I think so. It's great. I know he's a professor here too, and I wish I had some of his classes because this is the first time I've met him through the baseball experience, but I think it's definitely great, and a lot of guys are responding to it in a positive way.
All right. Nice work. That was awesome.
For Dr. Gonzalez, it all comes down to a positive attitude and setting goals for every athlete he works with.
I said, I want to feel like I felt. I want to help people. I want to enable people to achieve their highest levels of their ability. And sports psychology is a field that gives me the opportunity to find what's right with people and maximize that and show them, hey, this is what you're doing well. This is your strength. Let's build on that.
I'm Kim Burnson with the Fidelis Care College Sports Beat.
When we return, J.C. DeLass welcomes Geneseo's Carly Ritchlin into the Coach's Corner. And later, Kim Burnson has our Fusion Digital Scholar Athlete. All that and more when the Fidelis Care College Sports Beat continues. As we head to break, here's a look at the Nazareth Athletes of the Week, brought to you by Nazareth College. As we come back from break, here's a look at the Geneseo Athletes of the Week, brought to you by SUNY Geneseo. Welcome back, and thanks once again for joining us on the Fidelis Care College Sports Beat. I'm Dave Yates. Each week, J.C. DeLass from WYSL Radio will help us get to know an area coach with the Fidelis Care Coach's Corner. The Fidelis Care Coach's Corner is presented by Fidelis Care, quality health coverage. It's our mission.
This is J.C. DeLass with this week's Fidelis Care Coach's Corner, and joined this week by our guest, Carly Ritchlin, who's in her 13th season as head coach women's lacrosse at SUNY Geneseo.
Hi.
Coach, you won 14 games last year, 17 games 2 years ago. What's been the most difficult part about building a winning program here at Geneseo?
I think one of the things that has been a struggle for us is having the facilities that match the talent and the level of the play that the girls are bringing each year. So now that we have the new stadium, we're really looking forward to having all the pieces in place for us to be successful.
Is that stadium part of your recruiting story now when you go out and talk to student athletes?
It sure is. To have the high caliber student athlete that we have coming in here to Geneseo, to be able to offer the facilities that we now have and say, hey, you have an opportunity to come and play in this beautiful stadium. This is a great opportunity. And really it helps us to compete with the other schools that we're competing against that have those facilities as well.
I look at your roster and I see a bunch of kids from Western New York, Central New York. There's kids from elsewhere too, but it seems like this area in particular has become a hotbed for women's lacrosse, especially recruiting.
Yeah, it definitely has, and it's nice to be able to have some girls from Penfield or from Fairport, from Pittsford, coming to Geneseo and playing for us, because I originally grew up in Penfield. I'm from Penfield, so I still have some of those connections. But for us, a lot of the drive behind the growth is women coming back to the area and coaching and developing programs themselves. So it's really fueled that kind of energy for the younger girls to step up and want to play.
You mentioned you're from this area, you played college lacrosse, had a successful career. Do you use that as a tool when talking to your kids? Does that help you and relate to what they're going through, the struggles as a student athlete?
Sure, it definitely does. When you're a student athlete, you have so many things that you need to balance. And for me to be able to say, yes, I've been there, I know what you're going through, but now I'm able to help them through that because I've been through that kind of situation. So now I look at it as a tool to just guide them through that process.
To be a successful player at this level, what are some of those things you're looking for from kids when you're out there looking for recruits?
Sure, we want athletes. We want girls that play multiple sports that can carry that over to the lacrosse field. We love basketball players, we love soccer players. Multiple sports make a complete lacrosse player in my view. And some of the other things we look for at this level is just hard-working, dedicated young women that understand that they need to go above and beyond to be successful.
Coaching here at SUNY Geneseo, it's really a community effort, isn't it? I mean, a team effort. Is that the best part about coaching here?
It is. The support staff is incredible. To have, the ability to go into anyone's office and ask for help and know that they're going to step up to the plate and go above and beyond for whatever program happens to be in season at that particular, time, it has made a difference for us.
Thanks, Coach Ritchlin, for joining us this week.
All right, great.
And thank you for joining us for this week's Fidelis Care Coach's Corner.
Kim Burnson has our Fusion Digital Scholar Athlete of the Week next, and later on, nothing succeeds like success wherever Linda Michael goes. All that and more when the Fidelis Care College Sports Beat returns. Before we go to break, here's a look at the RIT Athletes of the Week, brought to you by the Rochester Institute of Technology. As we come back from break, here's a look at the SUNY Brockport Athletes of the Week, brought to you by the College at Brockport.
Welcome back to the Fidelis Care College Sports Beat. I'm Kim Burnson. It's time now for our Fusion Digital Scholar Athlete.
The Fusion Digital Scholar Athlete is brought to you by our friends at Fusion Digital, a proud supporter of college athletics.
This week, we take a look at Charles Ferris, honored as our Fusion Digital Scholar Athlete. Charles is a standout on the courts and in his community. He began as the 2013 ECC Rookie of the Year and has now become the all-time wins leader in men's tennis at Roberts Wesleyan. Charles was named an NCCAA First Team All-American and Red Hawks Tennis MVP the last 3 consecutive years. He maintains a consistent place on the Dean's List and is an active member in his community, working closely with the Bell Program for adults with autism. Honored for his success in his tennis career and dedication to his studies, this week Charles Ferris is our Fusion Digital Scholar Athlete. Now here's Dave with our Bill Gray's College Calendar.
The Bill Gray's College Calendar is brought to you by our friends at Bill Gray's Restaurants, a proud supporter of local college athletics.
Well, here is our Bill Gray's local college calendar for the week ahead. MCC plays its second home game of the women's lacrosse season Tuesday at 4. The Tribunes take on Nassau Community College. Nazareth hosts Cortland in a women's lacrosse game Tuesday at 4. The Naz men's lacrosse team is at home on Wednesday with a game against Hamilton. Geneseo hosts a lacrosse doubleheader on Wednesday. The women play the U of R at 4. The men's team takes the field at 7 for a game against St. John Fisher. Some baseball finally creeps into the local schedule. The U of R hosts Brockport Tuesday at 4:30. RIT baseball gets its fill of Clarkson over the weekend. Those baseball teams play a Friday doubleheader at 1 and 3:30. That is our Bill Gray's College Sports Beat calendar. Here's how some of our Section 5 alums are performing at colleges outside of Rochester in a segment we call Postcards from College. Julia DiMartino is back healthy and playing softball at Liberty University. The freshman pitcher is 3-5 in 9 starts over 14 appearances with 59 strikeouts in 54 innings. Michigan softball is 20-2 and former Mercy slugger Aiden Falk is starting for the Wolverines, playing first and batting 7th. Falk as a sophomore carries a .259 batting average with 3 homers and 14 runs driven in. Kelsey Johnson is a sophomore outfielder for the Syracuse softball team. The daughter of former Brockport coach Kirk Johnson went to Mercy. Gavin Hall is golfing for the University of Texas. The junior out of Pittsford has 4 consecutive top 20 finishes in tournaments as the team's 3rd best player. Hall shot a 71 on the final day of the Southern Highlands Masters Tournament. Those are our postcards from college. Coming up next, our honor roll of teams and St. John Fisher women's lacrosse, the latest to benefit from coaching legend Linda Michael in our Monroe County Sports Commission Spotlight Team of the Week segment. All that and more when the Fidelis Care College Sports Beat returns. As we head to break, here's a look at the Roberts Wesleyan Athletes of the Week, brought to you by Roberts Wesleyan College. As we come back from break, here's a look at the St. John Fisher Athletes of the Week, brought to you by St. John Fisher College. Welcome back, and thanks once again for watching the Fidelis Care College Sports Beat. I'm Dave Yates. Time now for our honor roll of local college teams, brought to you by Dave Digital Audio Video Environments. Where can you go to get expert advice and installation on TVs, sound systems, and automation for your home, car, or business? Come see Dave. Digital Audio Visual Environments. ComeSeeDave.com. In at number 3, the MCC men's lacrosse team. They're off to a 3-0 start. Curtis Raymond, a freshman out of Rush Henrietta, and Casey Olson, a sophomore from Spencerport, each registered hat tricks in a win over JCC. The Roberts Wesleyan women's basketball team is number 2. They are headed to the 8-team NCCAA championships. The Redhawks beat Lancaster Bible to qualify. And topping off the list, the Geneseo hockey team. The Knights beat Salve Regina out of Rhode Island 7-1 to advance to the second round of the NCAA Division III championships. Anthony Mara had 3 goals and an assist. And that brings us to our Monroe County Sports Commission Spotlight Team of the Week.
The Monroe County Sports Commission, along with Visit Rochester, is proud to announce and welcome the upcoming sporting events to Rochester, New York. Please visit monroecountysports.org.
Linda Michael has a most impressive coaching resume. Wherever she goes, victories follow. Bill Puckle reports from St. John Fisher College.
Whatever it is that separates the good from the great coaches, Linda Michael has it.
She knows how to push you in the right way. I don't know how to explain it. Everyone has a different way of saying it, but she pushes me to go 100% every day. When I'm down and I'm tired and I just can't do it anymore, she finds something just to spark you. And it's just amazing how she can bring a group of girls together who don't even know each other, then all of a sudden they're best friends. And that's really because of her, because she pushes us to be our best.
Nothing too revealing there, but Linda has been succeeding at this coaching thing for a long time. Over 13 seasons coaching high school girls lacrosse at East Rochester, Michael was 160-40 with 4 Section 5 championships. At the same time, she was coaching field hockey at ER and winning 3 more sectional titles and 185 more games. In a mere 2 years at SUNY Brockport, she turned a losing lacrosse program into an NCAA tournament team. At Fisher, Michael has coached the Cardinals to 4 straight Empire 8 conference crowns. Clearly, she's doing something right.
Well, I think I hone in on the basics. I know that the basics make for a successful program, and I know that I care about people, and girls respond to that, and they wanna win for me, and I want to work hard for them. So it's a kind of a really neat partnership that I think I try to strive for, and for me it has worked.
At least part of Linda's success can be attributed to some pretty impressive bloodlines. Her father was a legendary football coach at East Rochester High School, Don Quinn. Her husband, the current athletic director and basketball coach, Mark Michael.
My dad had a great role model, so he taught me growing up, work hard, care about people, drive people hard, lots of hours, but it's worth it. When you see the results, you watch individuals overachieve, it's awesome.
Those family connections extend to her niece, Ashley Moulton, an assistant coach at Fisher, who played for her in high school.
I got to see what she did outside of it because she was my aunt. I mean, her and her husband, they would be, you know, going and filming and watching teams and the outside work they do to bring to practice and the precision of when we ran plays. Like, you had to be a step off of this line. Everything was very precise, and there was never allowed any time to relax, and they just wanted those expectations, and it was all because the time they took to find out what we were doing wrong and then perfect it. And you know, we went on, like in field hockey, I only lost 2 times my entire career, and I played from 8th grade until my senior year, and that's because of her.
The roster is dotted with Section 5 kids, 10 of them, including Jordan Johnson, the daughter of Fisher's men's lacrosse team. John.
She loves Coach's kids because she thinks we work hard, so I don't know if that's necessarily true, but yeah, no, I love having my dad here. It's great. Our men's team is a very good team, so it all just fits together nicely.
It's all about reading it. You just have to read who has ball and who's low and see, because you guys know how they all play. It's about reading the players and seeing how our help is and where our slides are.
How about we don't let them set up?
If the ball stays aside, drop off your
Nothing unusual to start the new season at Fisher. Michael's Cardinals are outscoring their opponents 48-10. From St. John Fisher College, Bill Pucko for the Fidelis Care College Sports Beat.
Well, thanks everyone for watching.
And a special thanks to our sponsors, including Fidelis Care, for making the College Sports Beat possible.
All right, thanks Kim, and we will see you next week.